Hello, welcome to another episode of Matcha Mornings with Diane. I am recording this episode really on a whim, clearly, as you can see if you are watching with video. It is currently at night, and I just felt called to record this podcast episode post mental breakdown, to be quite honest. And yeah, I know that this is going to be a vulnerable episode and it might even feel heavy for some. And even though it is heavy, I think there's still a reason why I am being called to record this episode and really just speak my truth. Because to be quite honest, I think this is not just me. I think collectively, many of us are feeling really heavy right now. It's just the first week of February. And as 2025 has already shown us, a lot of things that are happening around us in this world are just not okay. There are a lot of atrocities that we are witnessing right now. And I know that, yes, I am always going to advocate for taking care of yourself first and even also making it a part of your routine and your life to actually even limit your access to certain news and information because we are already overwhelmed by them online. We definitely see the news everywhere in every social media platform. And so it's pretty much impossible to not be informed at this time. And so I think it is actually very wise and healthy to limit some of that and remember that we have our own lives to live. At the same time, though, I think it is okay. Actually, it is more than okay. And it is only human to actually feel disgusted, to feel heavy and hurt, hopeless, helpless, even, because I myself am feeling a little helpless right now. And this is coming from a person who has learned how to really take care of herself. And I truly am all about taking care of myself first. And once I've done that during my day, I can also take care of the people around me, like my inner circles. I think I've mastered that in some ways. I know that it's always going to be a journey throughout your life. But yeah, I think 2025, I have learned to really just focus on myself. But I think there is also a time and place to actually be okay with being affected by what's happening around us. Because truly, the world is on fire. Like, those are just the facts. And I think I think you're not human at this point if you don't even feel anything about current events right now because it's really a lot and it's sad to see that a lot of these inhumane things are happening around the world, a world that I believe is very much still rooted in love and humanity. And I know that life just really exists with dualities and polarities. But if we're also being quite honest, we have been seeing a lot more evil in the past couple of months and in just like the past few weeks, the beginning of 2026. It's been a lot. And I think to not admit that our world is clearly in trouble is actually being ignorant. And it is only human and right and correct to feel something about what's happening around us because we are all connected. Yes, we are individuals, we are all unique, but we are all connected. It's humanity that actually ties us together. And so I think that we have to give ourselves some grace for feeling maybe a little depleted and overwhelmed right now, and even maybe in some ways defeated. Because I have nothing else to say that truly what's happening around us is saddening. And I don't think anyone wants to live in a world where a lot of people are clearly suffering and live in a society that feels like it's okay to actually be cruel to other human beings and to not see them as another human, right? And it's exhausting, you know. It's also so exhausting to pretend and feel like you have to always be unbothered. I know that unconsciously, I think I was doing that this past week because I know that growing up too, I was conditioned to learn how to move forward and really just think of unfortunate events as blessings and nothing more. And I'm not saying that, like we're not gonna see any good things that are gonna come from this. But I think it's just a little twisted to expect that every sort of suffering in this world, like any sort of bad thing, to actually always just be seen as like a blessing in the end, to sort of even identify with suffering as, a pivotal part of your journey. Like sometimes you just have to really look at it objectively and be like, yeah, it does fucking suck. It fucking sucks. And I don't think it's good even. I mean, yeah, it's awful to even wish any of these horrible events happening on anyone, like to wish it on anyone in your life, right? And so yeah, it's only valid to accept and really call out on the cruelties that are happening in our world and to be affected by them in some ways too. It is okay because we are all human, and I think being able to feel this sort of pain, especially on a collective scale, is just really reminding us that we are all human. And I think all of us just really want to live better, and we also just want to do better. That no matter what, we are still rooted in love, and that truly the fabric of the universe is love. And yes, like love sometimes hurts. And I think that's how I am seeing this moment of me even falling apart, is that, yeah, it's just a reminder that I am so human and it is a beautiful thing to feel and to be able to feel that, to sympathize and maybe even empathize with people. Like, that is a beautiful thing. It reminds me that truly we are not alone and that our lives are not just about our individual selves, that we are living for something bigger than ourselves. And, with Lunar New Year coming up, I think the last few weeks of this year of the snake is really just like us shedding this whole idea that we're not connected or that people can just get away with things and not be held accountable at all, and that truly the world just wants to heal, and that we all want to be able to do it together to have some sort of harmony and unity, that we are just simply seeking things that will make us be able to live our lives better as a collective. And so, yeah, I am here with you if you feel a little helpless right now and you feel like you are just falling apart and you feel like you can't do much. I know that for myself, that as a chronic doer and mostly still type A, I think I just can't wrap my head around the fact that there's only so little that I can do. But at the same time, I know that is the only thing that I can do is to really focus on what I can do and, like really do things out of the kindness of my heart to really be intentional and know that can actually bring about change, and that it always starts within ourselves. It starts with us and with our purpose. So long as I get to do those things, those simple things, I can really create change. I can be of service to people and not just to myself. And yeah, that's such a beautiful thing, right? It's so great to be able to come to that conclusion every now and then and be able to come home to yourself and know that you exist in this world with a purpose so much bigger than yourself, and also just being able to leave an impact in other people's lives, and they don't necessarily have to always be huge impacts, but that every little act of kindness matters, and that can mean so much to someone, especially if they're having a bad day. Like, I know that I've had some of those days when I just know I had such a bad day, but I walk through the streets of New York and someone just like suddenly compliments me out of nowhere, and it just makes my heart feel so tender. And I know that this person, whoever complimented me, didn't even know, they probably didn't even know that I was having a bad day. But, out of the kindness of their heart, they just simply complimented me. And I'm sure they didn't want anything in return. They just really wanted to let me know that they probably liked my smile or they liked the clothes that I'm wearing. It's so simple, but it can really make someone's day. During these hard times, we are also just like being reminded of how even the simplest things in life can really make a difference, and they're not meant to be overlooked. Because as you can see, a lot of bad things are happening in this world, and I think a lot of us need every bit of joy and peace and love that we can give and receive at the moment, because yeah, we're all just trying our best. And I think too many of us are being asked to surrender, especially so many of us doers and problem solvers, aka me, that, you know what, sometimes the best thing that you can do and the only thing that you can do right now, while there are so many things that are out of your control, is to surrender. And sometimes that pretty much looks like falling apart and being able to just raise your hands and be like, yeah, this is all I can do. And I wish I can do more, but this is all I can do. This is all I can give. And I just hope that one day, it will add up to something greater. But letting that also be enough right now, knowing that where I am right now, whatever I am doing right now, is enough. And that the best thing that I can truly give to this world at the moment is my humanity. Showing them that I am still very much human, I am still very much here, and that I feel things, and it is a wonderful thing to know that we're not alone when we're feeling these things, that we all have shared emotions and shared experiences, that we were never meant to really live this life alone. And so I think this new paradigm that we're shifting into really is calling in for more harmony and unity. A big part of coming together is, I think, also taking it upon ourselves to show up as our truest selves as much as we can. And sometimes that means being stripped bare. That means sometimes just really being okay falling apart in front of people and showing them that you are human. And I know that as an artist too, this is something that I am embracing so much more of. I think coming from a ballet background, like ironically, sometimes I just feel like ballet environments kind of force you to be in this masculine, and culturally too, we've been taught to ignore a lot of horrible things, ignoring the pain, dancing through injuries. Like we wear that as a badge of honor. But in this new paradigm, I don't think that's I don't think that's gonna cut it anymore. It won't get through this new paradigm because so much of art is our humanity. So much of what people find beauty in art is the humanity in the craft. And remembering that, yeah, like that is the purpose of art, is to feel connected, to feel something. You cannot be an artist. There's no way that you can be an artist or a creative without allowing yourself to be human and forgetting that you will always be human first, and that as a human being, you are the vessel of the craft, that you are the vessel of what you are trying to create. And this is a big part of your purpose. And this is just the divine, and this is just God's way of blessing you with a purpose that will impact not just yourself, but the greater good. And that is such a beautiful thing. So, yeah, falling apart is really a part of the process, and it is an act of surrender. I know it's uncomfortable, but it's necessary to have those moments. And I truly believe in the saying, as cliche as it sounds, things normally have to get worse, and things have to fall apart before they fall into place. I am a firm believer in that. And so for me, I am just really taking comfort in that saying right now. And yeah, I think with life experiences too, I have been reminded of that. That for every time that I feel like I'm in such a rut or in a really bad place, or when I'm just like really stuck and feeling helpless, knowing that it's all temporary and I'm just being prepared for something new and beautiful. And I just know that that will probably be it for us too. I have faith. Whew, that is also something that is being taught to us, I think, at this moment. Really just having faith that things will eventually work out again. Like it will start to strike a balance again. I do hope that. And I firmly believe in that. I think it's during these hard times that we also get to see just how much love and humanity there still is on this earth, and how there are still so many people who want nothing but kindness and show nothing but kindness in their lives. So, yeah, it's okay though. Like right now, if you feel like falling apart, fall apart. It's just a part of the surrender. It's uncomfortable. I mean, yeah, this is me post mental breakdown. It sucks. It sucks. And again, I feel like for someone who is a chronic doer, slowing down just really sucks. And being still and not knowing what to do next, not being able to take some sort of action, and just feeling a little paralyzed sucks. It sucks. But you know what? Tomorrow is another day. And it is just the beginning of the year. So let us also remember that we are still alive. If you are still alive, it is still such a blessing. But I hope that this is also a reminder for many of us that life really is so fragile. So it would be a disservice to yourself and to everyone around you to not live it to the fullest, to not give it your all, to not go after what you truly want and achieve all the things that you want, because life really is so fragile and we're only here temporarily, and we don't know when our time is up. So really just make the best and the most out of your life, and love deeply. Love deeply, and tell people how much you care about them, because as much as we also think that there's so much more life ahead of us, like, yes, that is true. At the same time, I don't think life will ever feel long enough to do everything that we want to do. I don't think it will ever feel enough, because as humans, I think we are always gonna desire more, which is not a bad thing, but I don't think we'll ever live life knowing that we've done everything we can. And that's not a bad thing, but so long as you're alive, please do everything that you can and try to live with zero regrets, and be able to get to that finish line of your life and reflect like, oh yeah, I think I did everything that I can with the time that I was given. Love fiercely and be kind to yourself and to others. Take care of yourself first, and know that things will be okay. Things will be okay. We just have to fall apart a little and just have a lot of faith and trust that things will get better soon. I think we are so connected to each other that it's just impossible that things won't get better after all of this. I mean, yeah, there's just so many of us in this world who just want to do better and who want to serve. So I am a firm believer that things are going to get better, because we ourselves want to be better for the people around us and the world. So, yeah, have faith and know that every time you fall apart and every time that you break open, you are just exploring a truer version of yourself, and one that can walk forward with a lot more honesty and authenticity. So it's okay. It's just a part of the journey. It's part of the shedding, because apparently we're not done with the year of the snake, but we are about to head into the year of the fire horse, so hold on a little longer. And I am holding you guys, and I just wish that I can give all of you hugs. And if you even listen to this episode, thank you for listening through this, because I genuinely just want to be able to create things bigger than myself. And I know that I am just here to be a vessel for the divine. And I think the divine is just speaking through me right now as I record this podcast episode. I don't think it's an accident, but yeah, I am thankful if you even made it through this episode, because I know that it might have been a lot. It might have been a lot, but I think this is something that a lot of us would like to hear. A lot of us would like to remember that we are not alone, even though maybe for some of us it feels like an isolating time right now. I'm right there with you. Thank you so much. I am sending you so much love.